Hey, that's Buster. That's Buster. I'm me. How you guys doing? Oh, yeah. Just been sitting here for last 30 minutes getting the rain to break up. We are sitting here at Destin Executive Airport. We flew in here yesterday, and my apologies. We did not have the airport loaded up in the community folder. Now we do. So we get to showcase it off from this standpoint. If you want to go download it, you can go to flightsim.to and you can find it. Pretty cool. Did a nice job. This guy's getting pretty excited about his job. Speaking of job, look at that. Showing his, it's just telling us to get rolling. There's a bunch of people out here. Now that it stopped raining, there's a kind of a nice car over there. There's a lot of people at this airport. There's a jet over there, fuel truck. We'll pass by it on our taxi out. So, anyway. Where are we going today, Buster? Where are we going? Huh? Uh-oh. We're going to Biloxi. We're going to Biloxi. We got a special pass to fly into the Air Force Base there. Kessler. Biloxi. So we will be landing to the northeast. Winds coming out of the north. And that is an airport we've also downloaded and put into our community folder from flightsim.to, freeware. Apparently it was a father-daughter project, family project to completely redo Kessler Air Force Base. So really looking forward to seeing that. Pretty excited about getting to Mississippi. Yeah, front just passed, so pretty much we're on the tail end of the front. It is headed towards Panama City and Tallahassee, so we should have pretty decent weather. That's why we had such bad weather yesterday. But yeah, so that's where we're going. We're going to take off here to the northwest. So we've got, what is it? Yeah, 3-2. So we're taking off 3-2, and we're going to make a left turn in the bay, go direct to Leedy, then Teasy, then Ron's, Daffin, and then Cindy. We picked that out ourselves. The other route had us going all the way up here and kind of coming back here, and oh well. We kind of created this one in SimBrief. All checked out on the on the AirRAC AIRAC 2403. So anyway, yeah, that's where we're going. Let's pull down our weather while we're here. Yeah, so we got winds at 310 at 10 statute miles. That's pretty cool, but we do have rain in the area, a few 4,100 feet, and it's broken at 1,000. Okay, what's our altimeter? 29065. Low pressure. Low pressure. So we'll probably be flying into higher pressure if I'm not. So yeah, so you can see the front is passed. That was 48 minutes ago, so lightning in the east and the southeast. Let's pull down KBIX. KBIX 340 at 10 statute miles. And it's overcast at 140. 014,000. And 2976, actually, look, we were right. So it's increasing ever so slightly as we go, but it will be increasing. So pressure will be increasing as we go towards Biloxi. Biloxi. Guys ever been to Biloxi? Got some, I guess, some riverboats and some gambling and all that good stuff. Never been to Biloxi. But I do remember working at an airport, and they began, a small little airline began 737 service into Biloxi, and man, by the busloads people got into those aircraft to go to Biloxi for their weekends and what have you. So I think they're giving away almost like free rooms practically to Biloxi, and you can gamble all day and night and get back on your plane. It's kind of wild. I'm not going to tell you what year that was because that will severely date me. Okay, here we go. Weight and balance. Yeah, we left off with 851 pounds of fuel from our last flight, so we are not, yeah, we had the missed approach, so I ate up a little bit more of our fuel. We are not fueling up this time. We'll just fly this over to Kessler. We have plenty of fuel, so you can see where we're at. That's Buster and his food. That's me. That's Buster. And that right there is our life raft. Yep, so we're good. Where do we put a life raft? We actually put it right back here. Right back here. Two reasons. One, we can push it out. I could put it here. But then there'd be no place for Buster to sit. He'd have to go back there. And Buster needs to be El Capitan. He needs to be in the seat. So, and then the other reason is weight and balance. I'm a little bit heavier than Buster, and so putting an extra 50 pounds on this side, not a bad thing. We're still a little left, if you will, on our center of gravity, but not a whole lot. So that helps us out a little bit. All right, so we bagged down our weather. Let's check out the airport really quick. We're not going to have any departure. We're going up to, I think our flight plan said 12,000. So we'll just go direct to 12,000. We're going to taxi down Alpha to, we'll go all the way, Alpha to Alpha 6. So we're going to go Alpha to Alpha 6, runway 32, and it's 323 degrees. Good. Okay, got all that cleared out. We're going to be squawking 1044. Flight plan has been filed with Vatsim, so we're all good there. Yeah, so let's get going to Biloxi. What do you think, Buster? Do you think that's a good plan? Buster likes to see, he wants to see a riverboat. I'm looking forward to seeing the Air Force Base, quite frankly. Glad we got a special pass to fly in there. Wouldn't be able to go in there otherwise. Kidding, guys. No special passes. But we're going to fly into the Air Force Base anyway. Okay, here we are at Destin Executive. Let's go ahead and let's get us a pushback. Yeah. Yeah, let's get us a pushback facing north. Can we do that? Thank you to the folks at Ambitious Pilots. Do a manual pushback. Let's go ahead and release our brake. And let's go back ever so quietly. Yeah, so we're getting a little pushback here. Yeah, they did a nice job with this airport, as far as I could tell. We'll go ahead and taxi. Oh, look, an APU over there. GPU, APU, whatever. Over there. Okay, let's stop it. Right. Yeah. Nice job. Thank you, Ambitious Pilots. Parking brake is now set. I wonder if we could have done a pre-plan. Yeah, could have. Could have, would have, should have. There we go. Nice little pushback. We'll taxi out that way and go down that way. So we'll be able to taxi the full length of Alpha, and we'll check out the airport on the way down. All right, let's go ahead and get our flows going. Okay, let's do our walk around flow. Pre-walk around flow, I should say. Landing gear down, parking brake is set. Our switches are all off. You might say, what about that one? Well, that is off. That's the surface de-icing, and that's off is middle rocker. Switches are down. We are all good. Let's flip on the battery. Okay, a couple things we're noticing. We've got bus faults are responding. We're at 23 at least. We have our fuel and tip tanks. Fuel over here is good. And we have 3 green. We are all good. Okay, let's go ahead and start with our flows. Let's assume we've already done our walk around, and now let's do our before starting engine flow. Okay, so landing gears down, parking brake is set. Let's check out our circuit breakers over here. They're all in. I'm taking a little more time with the circuit breakers because they do pop. Okay, circuit breakers are in. Let's go back to our switches. They are all off. Which is good. And let's make sure our throttles are not idle. Props are high. Mixture is rich. Okay, let's come on down here. Cowl flaps are open. By the way, flaps are up. Cowl flaps are open. Fuel selectors are on. Good. Come over here, a little static switch down here is pushed in, which is what we want. All of our knobs are pushed in, which is what we want. We have door seal is down. Cabin pressure is set to dump. Let's put this little guy to 10 o'clock. Okay, we are all set there. Okay. Good. Now let's go ahead and turn on the avionics. Well, let's make sure the avionics are off. Excuse me, I meant the avionics are off. Let's go ahead and turn on the battery. So we've got everything we need. Let's turn on the alternators. Bus fault is where about 23, which is good. Minimum. Let's go ahead and get our lights. Let's make sure that we hear our actually what I want to do, I should have done annunciators first. Trying to get a better flow here, so hit the batteries, alternators come down here, do the annunciator, turn on our lights, right, and then hit the fuel pump. Want to hear it? It's working. That's working. And then we come all the way over here to do the ELT test down. Put the rocker back. CO. Okay, we got 2 lights, we're good there. 74 degrees, so we're good. We don't need AC or heat, so we're good there. We'll leave this on. Okay. Interesting. So you could see our altimeter. I believe we're pretty much at sea level. Let's put it at 299. Standard pressure. So standard pressure right now, as you would imagine, because the field is at the field is lower than standard. The field is 29.65, and so you could see 29.65 minus, or no, it's 29.92 minus 29.65 gives you a positive number, right? There you go. And so we would expect we're sitting here about 250 feet. Yep. So that times 1,000, right? That times 1,000. So you got 0.902 minus 3.5 is like 280, something like that. Yeah. So that's what we would expect for our pressure altitude. Ta-da! Pressure altitude. But we're not going there. Let's go ahead and get it to 265. The field elevation is at 29.65. All right, let's go ahead and stay focused, Buster. Stay focused. Don't want to geek out quite yet. We are draining the battery. Let's go ahead and we got the parking brake is set. Beacon is on. Let's get the right engine going. So let's go ahead. We got mixture's rich, prop is high. Let's throw open our, we'll do the right engine first. Buster, let's get this down. Okay, we got here. Let's go ahead and throw open our boost pump for 4 seconds. We got 7, 1001, 1002, 1003, 1004. Let's drop that. Let's go ahead and drop throttle to idle. Let's crack it. And then let's go ahead and start it. Clear prop, clear prop, clear prop, clear prop. Everyone's out of the way. Buster, you want to give us a go? Okay, let's go ahead and push our button to start, and then when we release it, it goes to both. We're going to release it once this starts to move. Manifold starts to move down to 0. Start annunciator light has gone off. Let's go ahead and increase our throttle to 1,000. We are in the green on oil pressure. We are getting a positive oil temp rise. So we have a good right engine start. Let's go ahead and get our left engine going. First, let's check the bus volts. Yep, bus volts have increased, so that is good. Let's go ahead and fire up the left engine. So again, just to confirm, mixture is rich, props are high. Left throttle is wide open. Let's go 4 seconds on the fuel boost. We now have 7, 1001, 1002, 1003, 1004. Go ahead and turn the fuel boost pump to off. Let's go ahead and throttle down to idle, crack it open, and now we put our left starter on. Looking right here for positive move. Clear prop. Positive move, go down, start annunciator has gone off. Let's go ahead and increase to 1,000. 1,000's on. We have green on the oil pressure, we have a rise in the oil temp down here. We are all looking good. Good left engine start. Let's leave it open because it's a little warm out maybe. Okay, good left engine start. Bus volts, just make sure we're at 28. We are down here. Yes, bus volts are good. Okay, one last annunciator look. Good. Alright, avionics master. While we're doing that, let's get this altimeter going. Okay. It was 1044. Would love to get this to stick, but oh well. Save, I should say. Save from the previous flight. I think the frequencies do, though. Over here, the nav does, but not the comms. Let's go ahead and get our leady, teasy runs. Flying the GPS road today. Okay, here we go. Destin, executive, KBIX, got the Special Air Force pass, KBIX, nope, come on, leady, easy. Can't make this up. Well, we actually did. Oh. Two E's. All our waypoints, runs, or runs, Daffin, Cindy. With an S. With a Sierra. Okay, we're good there. Okay, we got a good route. Definitely be taking off here, and then we'll be making a quick left turn. We'll make it at 1,000 feet. We can make it at 700. It doesn't really much matter. Let's go 10 miles on that route. Good. Just one little check again. Yeah. pressure's changing on us already. Let's go ahead and go to our checklist because things don't seem to be sticking in my head. Okay, so we have, I wonder if there's a VOR. That's what I wanted to check. I wanted to see if there was a VOR that we could make use of. And let's do Pensacola 117, just in case. Always fly to Pensacola if we lose something. 117.2. Is that on the air? Wow, that's right over the Naval Air Station. We can use it for navigation. It's 43 miles away. Basically due east. We're due east of it. It's due west. You can see the radial practically 090. Okay. Oh, now I feel better. Gotta put in a backup nav. I know. Buster's in favor of backup navs. Very realistic. We're sitting on the ground. We're not picking up I mean, we're 43 miles away, but it's not picking up, so that's fantastic. All right, let's go ahead and just dial in our window here. Oh, we're going up to 12,000. That's what we found the flight plan for. Pre-select? Yeah, why don't we? Why don't pre-select 1,500 feet? Depends on where our climb is. We'll see if we can climb out. We can see when we put on the autopilot. We'll try to get around 1,500 feet, and then we'll arm it. We're going to be flying out of 323 because I wrote that down. So let's get our heading at 323. Heading is set, but where are we actually going? 259er. 259er to Leedy. So let's put this bad boy into 259er. Probably go direct, but we shall see. At least we'll have a reference point to come back to. We can probably, once we turn, we could turn to intercept, and it'll probably be, I mean, I don't know, let's call it 230. So let's make a left turn to 230 after takeoff and help us with the intercept on our hand fly out. Getting kind of dark in here. So let's go ahead and get in our panel lights. Okay, so radios are set, navigation set, weather instruments are set, weather radar is set to standby. Let's go ahead and get the weather radar to standby. Cabin heat and air, 73 degrees, we're fine. We'll probably end up having to put the heat on at some point. Flight controls, left neutral, right neutral, down neutral, back neutral, right rudder neutral, left foot, right rudder neutral, left rudder neutral. Okay, flight controls are free and correct. Let's go ahead and get our taxi light. Transponder is set. Mixture listening for taxi. Good. Destin Executive Baron 712 Bravo Mike, taxiing to runway 32 via Alpha to holding point Alpha 6. Destin Executive. Off goes to brake. And let's go ahead and give her a little bit of power. This should be interesting. A lot of good lighting here. Nice. They got a lot of people. That's for sure. I like it. A really nice job. And I bet you this grass too is seasonal, right? Unless there's a lot of sand because of Destin. Oh, even look how the taxi lights are lit up. Wow, barbed wire. The look at the lights on the ground. Have lights. The taxiway has the green lights on the ground all the way into. Look at that. It's pretty cool. Wow, lots of lighting out here. And look at all that lighting. Man, they got tons of people out here. Wow, look at this ditch. Man, you don't want to go down here. That's a for real ditch. What is that? I can tell I've got my... that's a neat little building right there. It's probably... Look at this with the hay around or rocks around it. No one's gonna run into that bad boy. They got a ton of spots here. Jet A. Tons of spots for jet traffic, turboprops. Well done. Well done. No shortage of employees, for sure. Very well attended model. Probably should have done the run up at the other one. We'll do the run up here. Don't have any traffic behind us. Yep, probably should have done that at Alpha 5. Just put on the brake. Up in here, we're pretty dark, but let's go ahead and pop up. Let's just hit the flood, get some lights. All right, parking brake set. Mixture is now full rich. Prop levers are forward. Let's go ahead and get to 17. let's go ahead and exercise the props. So this one I'm looking for an increase in hull pressure right here. I see it. And this one I'm looking for an increase in the manifold pressure. And I see it. Okay, let's go to right one. Drop. Stabilize at 17. Okay, we're going to see an increase in oil pressure. Yep, we have that. And let's see an increase in the manifold pressure next. Yep, ever so slightly. Okay, props back to 17. Let's go ahead and check our magnetos. Let's make sure things stabilize here. Okay, magnetos, left, there's 100 drop, both. It's back to 17, right, 100 drop, we're good, back to both. Let's do the next one, the left one, going to left mag. 100 drop, we're good, go back to both. Stable at 17, go to right. Drop, we're good. Oop. Oof. Man. Okay, instrument air, okay, fine, we're in the green. Good, alternator check. Let's go ahead and turn off our left alternator. We see the right has the load. Turn the right lid. Okay, we know bus volts goes down and we're parallel, so good there. Right goes back, or left goes back on, left taking on the load, and then right back on, we're parallel. Perfect, so that checked out well. Propeller de-ice, so we got an increase in the prop amps, and I believe we saw an increase here. Yep, good. And then let's do windshield. So we got an annunciator and a positive on the amp. Let's go ahead and start left to right for pitot heat. Positive amp, pitot heat light on. Actually, let me do them independently. Pitot heat right on. We see the increase, and then we have an annunciator. Good. Fuel vent, we see an increase. Stall warning light. Increase. Windshield. See the increase and annunciator. Perfect. Let's go ahead, surface de-icer. Let's go to manual. We want to see de-icing pressure over 15. We see it. Where is it? It's right by the prop. See it guys right here? Good. And let me go ahead and do auto. We should see a cycling through here. You're good annunciator. We should see a cycle. Annunciator goes off. Cycle back, annunciator goes back on, and we're down, good, back to off. Okay, let's go ahead and check the pressurization. Let's go ahead and go up to 2,000. Okay, we're at 0. And differential is 0, so we're at sea level, and we're at differential 10 o'clock, good. Let's go ahead and turn on our pressures, and let's test the cabin, and we see the cabin climb, descend, go down. Perfect, good. Let's go ahead and door seal off. Let's dump the pressure, and let's go ahead and pre-select. Let's go, before we do that, let's drop down to 10,000, excuse me, 1,000 on the RPM. Don't want to get too hot. Okay, 12,000's outside, so that's what we're gonna do. We're not gonna pressurize. So why don't we just keep it at sea level? Because we're not gonna pressurize. But if we have to, for some odd reason, if we gotta go higher, if we do have to go higher, we're cleared higher for some reason, let's go ahead and just set it to 14 and just remember that. Okay, because we can always pressurize later. Okay, throttles are at 1200 flaps. Let's go ahead. Flaps are at approach. Good. Let's go ahead and let's go ahead and test our. So we're doing the autopilot test. Everything looks like it's lighting up well. Our heading bug is to the left. Let's go ahead and engage our master. For engaging here, flight director's on. Let's engage our heading. So we have yoke moving, flight director's moving. Let's go ahead and take it off. 3-2, go to the right. Flight director's responding to the right. Yoke is moving to the right. Good. Let's turn the heading off. Back to where we were. Okay, let's autopilot disengage. Autopilot disengage. Autopilot disengage button not working. Flight director. So our autopilot disengage button is not working on our control stick. So what we need to do here. So there goes autopilot off, and then flight director off on our flight director. So our flight director is going to be our, like our trigger. Alright, but we'll have to remember, if we're going to disengage, we need to disengage on the stick. If we want to turn it back on. Good. So turn it off. Disengage. Okay. Good. Autopilot is working. Fantastic. Windows are closed. Yes. All of our GPS is on. Comms are on. Navs are set. We're set to Pensacola on backup as well. We are set here. Everything looks to be set appropriately. Good. Heading bug, nav source, elevator trim set for takeoff. Let's go over down here. I like it right there for takeoff. Right there. So that's good. Flaps are set at approach. Good. We're approach flaps. We're not going to pressurize today. We're not going to pressurize. Air conditioning is off. Yep. Fuel booster pumps on low. Pitot heat's on. Anti-ice. No. We're going to be in there pretty quick, but we're not going to do anti-ice because it is warm. Transponder is good. Weather radar to now on. Of course, I always end up doing that. Landing lights on, strobe is on. So let's go ahead and bring us around before we do that. Strobes, landing lights. Okay, here we go, Buster. Here is our takeoff briefing, because our before takeoff checklist is complete before our takeoff briefing. So we're going to rotate at 80, Buster. Anything happens before 80, though, loss of power, smoke, whatever, we're going to cut the throttle and we're going to hit the brake, come to a complete stop on the runway. If we do get to 80, we're going to go ahead and rotate. Once we rotate, once we get positive climb, we're going to go ahead and gear up. Once we pass through 100, we're going to do flaps up. We're going to climb out at 115 to 120. We're going to dial back our RPMs to 24 once we get to 500 feet. And then we're going to make a left-hand turn once we get to 1,000 to 230 to intercept. And by then, hopefully we'll be clipping out around 1,500 feet to 2,000 feet. We'll get the autopilot on, and we'll take it up to 2,000 feet without pressure. Any questions? Okay. Ah, you know, I am pressing the wrong button. I am pressing the transmission button to turn off the autopilot. So let me turn on the... Let's go ahead and do this. Let's engage. Okay, let's disengage. Autopilot is off. And then let's go ahead and disengage flight director with the trigger. Okay, so it does work. It does work. Let me see if we can... So we can't get the autopilot light to go back on. See, that's the very interesting part of me hitting this. Okay. And now let's see. Hit it again. Now let's see if we get to go on. No. You can't get the autopilot light to engage here. Go ahead and test. I guess we'll clear it out. The light's functioning. Okay. All right. Enough of that. Nobody coming. Clear skies. Beautiful. Destin Executive Baron at 2 Bravo Mike taking runway 32 for the westbound departure, Destin Executive. Let's turn the panel off. Ooh, flood off. Yeah, let's go. Get it set so we could see. Set the way I want. We'll do it this way. Okay, ready, Buster? Let's do it. Let's go to 30 to start on our RPM, oh, excuse me, manifold. Everything's looking good. It's kind of nice. It's released the brakes, go to full throttle. Airspeed's alive. 60, 70, 80, and we rotate. Positive rate, gear up. Passing 110, flaps up. Actually, it's 100 on flaps, so we're good. Destin Executive Traffic, Baron 2 Bravo Mike passing through 1,200, making left turn westbound. Last call. Executive, Destin Executive. We're going to go to 230. in the air, I had to hit. Let's go ahead and hit nav. In the air, I had to hit the disengage button, and then I was able to get the autopilot to engage. That was weird. 4,000 feet. Climbing out at 36. We are on target. Going to leading. Okay. How are we doing? Doesn't look like rain. I mean, there's nothing showing up on our morning clouds. How are we? Icing. No issues. Okay, let's do the climb checklist. Landing gear is up. Flaps are up. Taxi lights off. Landing lights are on still. We're in the clouds, so let's turn them off. Pop sync on. Going out in the clouds. Let's turn the landing lights back on so we get to 10,000 feet. So you can see a cabin differential, pressure and all that. It's at 6,000 feet. There's no differential, right? You can see, look, 2,000 on the climb. It's very interesting. Let's go ahead and close our count flaps. Get a little better climb going here since we're breaking out. How are we doing here? Flying right into the sun. Let's put this down. It's good to see the sun. 62 degrees. Let's keep with our climb. Cow flaps are up. Anti-ice, we don't need it. Fuel booster pumps are now off. No air conditioning. Cabin heat. It's going to get a little chilly here, so let's turn on our heat just to go. Let's pop open just a tad. Pull open our vent just a tad. So that was interesting. We armed it, and when we armed it, I think it just assumed the vertical speed that we were flying at, 2,000. Let's crank it down to 1,500. Get ready for our cruise. Let's get our props dialed back early to 24s. Not a bad job. Have to use my mouse wheel, point it and mouse wheel for, rather than click and drag to get that fine, minute adjustments. Lean when we get there. This is bugging me. I know. Bad aviation humor. I'm not picking up anything on the radar. 1,000-foot warning. You've been replaced, Buster. Love his aircraft. Never got the 1,000-foot warning from the summit. I mean, Buster, you were hit and miss. Could come at 500, come at 1,000, could come at 50 feet above. But, you know, that's the FO. Alright, look, it's getting a little warmer in here. This is good. Alright, we should be leveling off here. And autopilot doesn't mess around. Drops. Okay, cruise checklist. Let's go. Cow flaps are up, anti-ice as required. Where are we? Wow, we're at 0, so we're in a lot lot of clouds here. We're going to be going into some more. Is this active precip? Can't quite tell. We are 0 degrees. Let's go ahead and just turn them on. Cabin altitude. Interesting. So, wondering if we pressurize right now, what would happen? Definitely got a cabin altitude warning light. So if we were to pressurize, we're sitting at 14, 12, fine. We'd hit the door, and then we'd hit the cabin. We do the cabin and then the door. We do the cabin first, then the door. And then let's do the door. So we're going to pressurize right now. Let's see what happens. So you can see the cabin now is descending. I don't know if you can see it. The cabin is now descending. It should be descending to about 2,500 feet. So we are pressurizing. Let's go ahead and pay attention to our cruise checklist. Okay, how are we on the cabin heat? We're 74 degrees, so we're good. We no longer need a panel light. For sure. We don't need a panel light, man. We got God's panel light, man. The sun. There we go. Alright, let's dial back to 32. Actually, let's just dial back to 30. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do this pre-lean thingy. So let me go ahead and just get it. Got to manually switch through. Okay, here we go. So let's go ahead and lean and then see what we're going to do here. I want to see an increase. Out. Well, here. We're at 1500 EGT. Okay, that's peak 1500 EGT. So then we're gonna go lean into there. About 50 below. Now we just put it back. That's a pre-lean. Okay, let's lean the right one. Goes up a much greater, almost a 1600 EGT, and now we're dropping. So let's go back to Richard Peak, 1550. Okay, and then we'll go back up to where we were. Okay, that's our pre-lean little exercise. Alright, let's go to, let's do lean peak this time. Lean and peak. Let's do left. To the last one that peaks. Last peak. And then we're going to go keep leaning. Right? 17.4 gallons per hour. Here we are on the EGTs. And it's cycling through all of the cylinders now. Check out approaches. Runway 4. What do we want to do? Well, we don't have much of a choice. We're not military, so we can't do the TACAN, but we can do the RNAV. Drop 9 times 27 miles out from HARAK. Let's go ahead and get our procedure in here. Set the approach. There's a VOR. So the question is, how far is Cindy from HARAK? We're going to have to backtrack on Cindy. This is a good vantage point right here. Yeah, you can see that. So we're going to knock out Cindy, and we're going to go direct from Destin to our initial approach fix. So we're going to clear out Cindy. Now we're going to go Destin direct to our initial approach fix in HARAK. Then our intermediate fix will be weeks. Let's check the chart. HARAK, initial approach fix. So Cindy was right out here. We knocked Cindy out. So we're going to go direct from Destin to HARAK. And then we're going to go to weeks. Let's make sure we have all our points in. HARAK to WEX, our intermediate fix. And then Piddle. Highlight. to be 3,000 weeks. And then we're going to go drop 16. What do we have? Do we have an LPV? Nope, we got an LNAV, VNAV. Okay. And then we'll look, it looks like it's pretty simple on the mist. LNAV, VNAV, so we would have vertical guidance and we would have a decision altitude. Thinking that we will have it cross enabled. Let's go ahead and set up our VNAV though. That will give us, you know, we gotta, that's 9, we need 9 minutes out for weeks. So we're 82 miles away from HARAK. So let's turn our anti-icing off. How are we doing? We're 46 degrees. Someday we'll get it. Get it right. 46 degrees in the cabin. Pretty cold. We're going to head and increase. Let's just pull out. See how quickly it moves. Basically at 0 at 12, so let's go ahead and find out what our true airspeed is. We're doing this, we're going to put where the white and black numbers are, we're going to put 12 on 0 up here. There we go. So true airspeed is about 215. Of course, we're lean of peak, so we're sitting here at around 17 gallons per hour. Let's see, we want to check a fuel position. See how pressure altitude. Yeah, so that makes sense, right? Pressure altitude is 12.3. We're not going to standard yet, right? Pressure altitude is 12.3. So remember when we were on the ground, it's like flickering between 2 and 3. When we were on the ground, we saw the pressure altitude was at 250. So you add that to your current altitude. Right? Or subtract it from the current altitude. Yeah, whatever. But we did it when we were on the ground. We saw it was 250. Cabin differential. Okay, what do we got going on here? Let's increase. Maybe that will bring us down. So all I did was I increased basically what the cabin was like. Let's go to our cabin at 4,000 feet, which is equivalent to almost 16,000 on the outside, but we're 12,000. So it doesn't necessarily have to, it's not having to pressurize hard to get us down to 2,000 feet, which is what we were. Now they're just getting to 4,000 feet. And so you can see the little hand is now off of the, out of the red. Pressurized in the air, so it's the first time we've done that. Usually we pressurize on the ground. We have to remember that we are pressuring. Coming up to TZ. TZ in 2 minutes. So off at, we're 24 minutes in the air, so at TZ will be at 26 and a half. And TZ we're supposed to be at, well, 33 minutes to TZ. We'll be at 26 and a half. It's called 27. So we're 6 minutes ahead of schedule. We're supposed to have a massive headwind. We're supposed to have a minus 56. It was supposed to be at, winds were supposed to be at 240 at 58 knots. You can see here, look at our ground speed. 155. But our ground speed in flight planning was 130. We're still faster on the ground speed. That's why we're ahead of schedule. 718 on the fuel. 718 on the fuel. So we'll check it out in a minute. Tell you what we're gonna do while we're here. Let's go ahead and drain the tip. 121 degrees. We're passed out again, Lister. Just cannot get it right. Tell you what, full increase right here. No bueno. It's going to pull out for just regular air. If we didn't have some sort of virtual reality like fan that we could set up in our like right underneath our screen here, some sort of fan, a heater or AC to kind of go on, or we can feel it like the hotter it's getting. Kind of really reality, because man, once it got to be about 80 or 90, I bet you we'd be like, oh man, it's hot, turn that sucker off. We never let it go to 120. Okay, let's go ahead and turn on our fuel pumps to low, and let's hit our tip tanks to transfer. We have 15 gallons in each tip tank. You can see that we're half full. So what's going to end up happening is that we're going to transfer the tip tanks into the mains. We have plenty of room. You can see 83 gallons usable. So we're probably about 45 gallons in each. So we got room to put 15 gallons each in each of the mains. I'm guessing that's how it works, is that tip tanks are transferred into the mains. Or the valve just doesn't open and it equalizes all of them and it starts pulling from all of them. I would assume that tip tanks are transferred into the main. That's something we'll have to read on. By the way, look at our cabin differential. We're now down to 3.4. By setting it higher and then kind of lowering us to 10, we're a little 10 o'clock right here. We're a little steep. And I think now we're cabin climb is 0. just trying to make the cabin pressurized at 2,000 feet. Pretty harsh. Ooh, past TZ. What are we at? 718. 718. I'm not making this stuff up. Look at that. 718, right on the money. Alright, let's go ahead and just double check that we're going to be LNAV, VNAV. How would we do that? Let's go here. BIX, and then let's push, and then let's go ahead, the RNAV. Usually we'll show here. Tell us. Okay. Come up overruns, and we'll come after. Kind of see our VSR. 14 minutes. Seems pretty long here. So let's just do rule of thumb. We're at 1,000-foot profile, so let's do 3 miles per 1,000. So we're going to need 30 miles out. 30 miles out before weeks. We're 60 to weeks. We're 53 to HARAK. So yeah, we got some time. Okay. So what do I do there? So we're at 12. We're at 2,000 feet. We need to descend to 3,000. So 12 minus 3 is 9. 9 times 3 is 27. Just round it up to 30. So at 1,000 foot per minute, my thinking is that you need 30 miles to go. Plus we have a massive headwind. Might only need 25 miles to get there because of the ground speed. We're 60 miles away from Weeks. So we got quite a while to go until we begin our descent. So always good to double check the VNAV. So the vertical speed required. So if we started a descent of 411 foot per minute right now, that would get us down to 3,000 feet. And I would imagine that they're already calculating ground speed in this calculation, but I'm not sure. We'd have to go ahead and put a pencil to paper on it. 58 degrees in the cabin. Okay, let's see how our transfer pumps are going. process, a slow process. I do have the boost bumps on low. Kind of afraid to put them up that high. And we're in no rush. So we have pressurized the cabin. We're getting this cabin alt light. So that was kind of like, we have leaned us to lean a peak. That's why you can see such a good fuel flow. It's close to 18. You can see us cycling through the EDM 760 auto. So you can see our horsepower is way down, 192. So we're not doing it for power. You can see now it's going to cycle through each of the cylinders, both EGT and CHT, so cylinder head temps. On the metal itself, we are Fahrenheit. Oils. We've used 25.8 gallons. True airspeed is because we locked this in. There's the 12 and 0 degrees, right? We're still 0 degrees, we're still 0 degrees. Should be a bright, sunny day to Kessler Air Force Base. We're looking forward to that. Let's go ahead and look around. Motioning to it if you didn't hear me. 45 degrees again. Go ahead and close this. Turn the heater on, blower on. Increase just a touch. Coming up on Destin. The radios. Put in Kessler. There is one right at Gulfport, Biloxi. It's all good. We're flying directly anyway. We don't have to activate the approach. Let's prepare though. For some reason we didn't get LNAV VNAV. We got LNAV. We're going to have an MDA, a minimum descent altitude of 460. Let's go ahead and just set up though that we're going to get an LNAV VNAV on this WAS enabled setup here. Let's go 370. Okay, 370 above ground, 391 in the window. So let's just say 400 feet. 400 feet. If we're LNAV, then let's call it 500 feet. We're going to want to go ahead and level off at 500 feet. And then hold it. We're going to climb. We're going to hold that until the threshold. Go missed if we only have LNAV. Go climb direct straight out to Z sound. 2100 feet. Elevation's at 33. Okay. Getting ready for the descent. If we are LNAV, we're typically going to be coming in at say 120. We're going to need about 650 foot per minute descent rate once we get to the pit. We'll have to descend down to 1,600 feet. While we're in here, let's go ahead and get us down to 3,000, or put it into the window, get us ready. So now we're in Destin. Let's just do a quick fuel check, fuel and time check. Destin, we're supposed to be there in 51 minutes. With 672 pounds of fuel. So we are at 42 minutes. Excuse me. Yeah, 42 minutes. We're supposed to be sort of 9 minutes ahead of schedule. And how are we on fuel? We're supposed to be at 672 pounds. Fahrenheit, so don't get freaked out. This is in Celsius. Outside air temperature is in Fahrenheit. This is what we've used. We used almost 30 gallons. 36. Just 30 gallons. 180 pounds. 180 pounds. We started with 5 or 850. Be at 670 off of rough. We are 660. Always good to double check. Approaching VNAV profile. Let's go ahead and begin our descent. Let's grab, as we're approaching, let's just grab an update. 7.6. So let's go ahead and go to 7.6, which is going to change things quite a bit. Okay, there's 7.6. 7.6. Kessler field. Okay. Let's go ahead and begin our descent. Drop the power back. Not a whole lot because we have a headwind. We're doing 166 on the ground speed. I'm okay keeping it close to amber, and we're in clear air, so we don't have the turbulence. Excuse me. The descent checklist. So we checked our fuel quantities, we're all good. We briefed the approach, we're fine. We do want to go down to sea level, so let's go ahead and set this down. Sea level on our way down. And so we're descending. See here we're descending at close to 1,000, so that's fine. So we set our cabin pressure desired altitude to sea level. 10 o'clock on the rate, which is good. Descent cowl flaps, make sure they're still closed. Yep, they are closed. Anti-ice is required. We're not going to need it, although we're at 0 degrees. We're less than -5. Or excuse me, we're less than 5 degrees Celsius. But we've got no preset. 0 preset. So we're not going to need any. Wow, look at those. I have no idea. What is that? Wow. Chandelier Islands? Chandelier Islands? Never seen that before. Are they part of Mississippi or are they part of Louisiana? Weather conditions are marvelous. Okay, I just hit the F button. I have no idea what I just pushed. Hopefully that doesn't cause chaos and utter destruction and disaster. Maybe it's flaps. Flaps haven't moved. 70 on the ground speed, so we've increased slightly. Let's increase our rate. 110. Or excuse me, 1,100 foot per minute. Let's go ahead and get our landing lights on. Oh, nothing to see here. Move along, nothing to see here. 54 degrees, so heater's on, blower's on low. You can see this is how we can leave it on, but just kind of get us a little bit of heat. take us off of that really lean of peak. And look, I mean, our fuel flow is still good, right? Because we're throttles out. Not pushing a whole lot of fuel through the system. It's okay to lean, or enrich, I should say. We're enriching our mixture as we go down. We're at 8,000 feet. I think it's really when we get to 5,000 we should really enrich it, but I was really lean at peak. 59 degrees. Pushing amber. How far are we out? South, but we'll call it 20 to the south. Once we get to 7,000 feet. Back a little bit. Okay, we're good. Here's our initial approach fix. We're over HARAK. Kessler traffic. Baron at 712 Bravo Mike is 20 miles to the south, 6,500 descending, 3,000 inbound for the RNAV, runway 4, Kessler traffic. Probably 15 miles to the south. On, altimeters are set. Prop sync is now off. Mixture full rich. Prop levers. We'll wait to put the prop levers on high. Let's go ahead and get our heading bugs set. We're coming in at 37. 037. That buster. Oh, is that your 700 foot warning? I see, buster. How are we doing on the tip tanks? Tip tanks are empty. So let's go ahead and turn off the transfer pumps. Let's fuel booster. You know what? Let's keep the fuel booster on low because we're almost there. Heater. We're done. We don't need any more heat. So let's turn that off. Let's slow to 140. We're level at 3,000. Let's keep slow to 140. Love it. Boy, that worked out good, Buster. Man, that worked out good. let's actually dial in 2100. I'm hoping we'll catch things on our way down. VNAV. Okay, we're good. Let's go ahead and hit. We got our glide path is going to be good. What we'll do is let's continue to go to 2100. So we'll have our missed approach in the box. It does not hurt us to descend at this point. But let's go ahead and put in our approach flaps. We're 10 miles from the threshold. Kessler traffic, Baron 2 Bravo Mike is established on the RNAV runway 4, 10 miles from the threshold. Kessler. Props. We're going to hit the glide path any minute. As soon as we do, we'll go ahead and hit the glide path is established. We have 3 green on our gear. Kessler traffic, Baron 2 Bravo Mike, 5-mile final for runway 4 on the RNAV approach. Kessler. Oh. Wrong. Kessler traffic, Baron 2 Bravo Mike, 5-mile final for runway 04 on the RNAV approach. Kessler. I knew I'd screw that up. Here we're self-reporting on Unicom and not the CTAF. There was nobody, we're checking SimAware, there's nobody in the pattern. So, that would have not been good had we had people there. below 20, then we'll go ahead and hit full. Put gear down. Mixture's rich. Props are high. It was. Here we go. Called it 400, right? So 500 was first. We have LNAV, VNAV, kind of plus speed. 400 is our. Okay, let's go ahead and do full flaps. All right, here we go. We're continuing to land. My aircraft. Threshold. Thing's massive. Okay, gear down. Firmed. Continuing stable. Okay, flaps up. See how far we can roll here. We're at 60 already. Probably going to take it down to the end. Love the detail on the runway. Okay, we'll exit off of Foxtrot by pavement. Kessler traffic. Baron 2 Bravo Mike has vacated runway 4 at Foxtrot. Kessler. I want to say it's Foxtrot, but yeah, there we go. And so we'll take Alpha to ramp. KBIX, here we go. All right, let's go ahead and, all right, pitot heat. Don't need that. Come back around. We don't need the strobe. We don't need the landing lights. We no longer need our boost pumps. We're good here. Let's lean us out for taxi. Let's go ahead and dump the pressure. Cabin pressure, then door, seal mode, and let's open the cowl flaps. I think that is our flow. How are we doing? We don't need any AC. We're good. Ooh. And let's go ahead and get this to standby. Okay. Kessler traffic, Baron 2 Bravo Mike, Alpha Foxtrot, taxiing to ramp 3 via Alpha. Kessler. says we used a total of 38.6 gallons. So almost 20 gallons each engine. But if you think about it, 40 times 6, 240 pounds. And we're sitting at 619. So let's write down 619. And it says we did 38.6. It was just 40. So that's 240 pounds. We started off with 850. So that should leave us at 610. And there we are, 619. Not bad. Not bad for back of the napkin. Thanks to we're learning how to use this EDM 760. Turn on the taxi line. There's a lake out there. I like it. I like it. Wow. Look at all that. Power generators. Let's slow down a little bit. What is that? Alley Hall. Alley. Or is it alley? I can't quite read it. And then there's Wolf Hall. Alley and Wolf Hall. Pretty cool. I like the tank. I mean, it's so Florida. Or Air Force Base. The water tank. The Alley Hall and Wolf Hall. Oh, I love it. Ooh, look at this. Guys, you did a great job. Love it. Look at this. There it is. Yes, Air Force Base. Let's go ahead and take a pic. Buster Mike visiting Kessler Field. Love it. Awesome. Look at that view down the street. I bet you coming in here at night is pretty cool because they have all these lights. I bet you they all work. Well, look at there. They're ready for us, Buster. They're ready for us right there. When they come back. Jet blasters. I'm thinking that this is ramp 3 here. Wandering our way around here, taking a little tour. I'm surprised the base patrol hasn't kind of come out here and said, "Hey, why don't you follow us?" Look at that radar. It's pretty neat. I'd like to be close enough to see what's the name on that building over there. And they do a lot of detail. Thompson Hall. Alright, Thompson Hall. Here we are, ramp 3. Let's go back. So we would have loved to have done Pensacola, but the Blue Angels weren't showing up on the ramp. We had a bunch of pink buildings. No, I mean, obviously, you could tell the person had done a lot of work, but I think links were broken, Google links were broken, stuff like that. So it just wasn't updated. Would have been great. I'm sure at one point it looked fantastic. But, you know, life happens, right? And you can't always just sit here and update these airports. I'm just appreciative that we have a whole community that does these things like what we're seeing right here. That's why I should kind of put something in for like a donation, because yeah, look at this. It's freaking awesome. It took a lot of time to do this. I couldn't even begin to imagine. I mean, look at the pavement. Even the pavement's wet from the rain this morning. Pretty nice. Let's go ahead and bring it in here. What do you think, Buster? Slow down. That's a good place to stop. Let's go ahead and turn off the radios. Throttles. Fuel boost pumps. Off. Mixture. Let's cut them. Ignition switches off to 0. Cabin differential pressure 0. Sub panel switches off. The RNAV were dumped. Good. All exterior lights. Alternators. Batteries. Oh, here we go. A lot of fun. Let's get some more pics. All right, that's Kessler Air Force Base, guys. I had a ton of fun. Thank you for joining us. I gotta tell you, the guys did a great job. I guess it was a father-daughter team, family project. Gosh, definitely a tip of the hat to you guys. And even deserves a bark and howl by Buster. So anyway, not sure where we're going to next, but see what other airports we could fly to that have some good scenery with it. Definitely around New Orleans, and maybe even as we get down to Houston. So we're getting to that point, guys. Oh my gosh. So anyway, guys, it's been a blast. Thought we had a really good flight today. I liked the flight plan over the water, and as things cleared up, we got to see some pretty cool things on our way. It's kind of a debrief. I thought we shot the RNAV pretty good. The only screw up, we were position reporting on Unicom as opposed to the CTAF, but we kind of figured that out 5 miles out, and so we did a brief position report. We actually transferred tip tanks. Yep, tip tanks. So you can see here, tip tanks are all exhausted. So that was pretty cool. We were able to do the tip tanks. We pressurized in the air for the first time instead of on the ground. So we started getting this cabin alt light. So we said, okay, let's go ahead and pressurize. We were only at, 1/2000, but that was where we were at. So we decided to pressurize in the air. That worked out pretty good. Still can't get the heater right. I think we just have to go really small, open and close, just really small. At one point we were again passed out. So what else? Thought the lean and peak did good. We're sitting around 17 gallons per hour on the flow. And then as we started our descent, we got out of lean and peak once we hit around 8,000 feet. So I thought that was a good idea. We started riching the mixture up on our way down. Just don't want to find ourselves in a massive lean and peak scenario once we're getting down to 3,000-4,000 feet. All right, guys. Well, anyway, hey, it's been a blast. And clear skies, which we do have today, and warm tailwinds. Oh, and if you like this type of content, guys, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. We're trying to get to 50. You get to 50, Buster gets his own livery. And that's what we're looking for. We got a guy in Southampton, UK that's going to do the livery for us. It's going to be a blast. So we'll have him on the live stream. We'll do it upright. So if you are so inclined, that would be fantastic. All right, guys. Again, clear skies, warm tailwinds.